B-Pod Studios.
Fred, hello. Hello.
Human feces, urine, and debris.
Ta-da. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Jackpot.
Hello. Hello.
I'm John Wallach on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hello.
How do you like that?
Hello. Welcome to the show.
How humiliating. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, and this hour on the Sports Hub is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. We are in a Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. And I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. There was no football except for the Pro Bowl on Sunday. So I ventured out and I saw the movie Poor Things, art film.
West Newton Cinema.
West Newton Cinema. Starring one Emma Stone. And do you love nudity?
I do.
Do you love lots and lots of nudity and lots of sex scenes? Do you love seeing men's butts and boobies and full frontal? Then this is the movie for you.
Is it Emma Stone?
She is as naked as a jaybird.
Come on.
How about that?
Several times. Now, there is a full frontal scene, but I am guessing she's wearing a merkin.
Wow.
Which is often the ways, because the idea is that it's. I think it's said in the past. It's hard to say, but it's very surreal, the film. But she has a full frontal scene where it's not well maintained. So I'm guessing that it's a American situation. That was a discussion I had with the person I saw the film with. But if you were a fan of Emma Stone's boobies, and I don't know why you would be, but they're there.
What's the point of the merkin?
I think because I'll tell you why, and it makes sense to me. I had this conversation yesterday. The point of the merkin is that you are not really fully naked. That you're not, like, it would be like if you put on a jock strap and a prosthetic. That's not really you naked. Like, for instance, Mark Wahlberg's not really naked at the end of Boogie Nights.
But there was a creative reason for that. They needed to show him with like an abnormally large
appendage.
Thank you. So there was a reason for the story to have him wear something fake. But I would say, especially for women, it's like, well, you're not, this isn't Hustler. You're not doing some crazy shot that it's frontal and there's not a lot to see. So why bother covering it up?
Maybe just it's like you don't, that's the last, just in society, that's the last, like, taboo with women in terms of what you see. Until I get in the picture.
Right, right.
But I could see just going, like, I don't feel comfortable being completely naked. Like, I'm fine with my top, and if it requires a scene, especially a scene where I'm this creation in a lab that, like, really doesn't know what I'm doing, and this would be the condition of myself, that like you can still see the movie and not be embarrassed because like it really wasn't your genitalia. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know this obviously. Like when every time you see a male nude scene in a movie where you don't see them, there's full frontal male nudity too.
That's hot.
Not disappointing.
No. Mark Ruffalo.
Not full frontal, but Mark Ruffalo's buttock in a very, they're kind of comedic sex scenes, But see, the story of the movie is that Emma Stone is a woman that committed suicide.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, I missed the first 10 minutes of the movie, so I still kind of figured out what was going on.
Okay.
So
You showed up late to an art film.
I know, my bad.
Jeez.
And I had to buy popcorn, and it took a while because it's an independent cinema.
It's only one person working.
It's not a multiplex,
Yeah.
and they're 11, so you got to give it some time.
I only went there once, and it was such a strange thing because I went there by myself. No one wanted to go see this.
Everyone's there by themselves, by the way. But go ahead.
I went to see Free Solo. That was the only place it was playing.
I did the same. It was Leaving Las Vegas for me.
Okay,
that's what I saw in that theater.
But is there an old school concession counter in there?
Yes.
And and I'm walking past and I'm like, is it open? Is this something people do here? And a guy asked me as I walked by, he goes, "You want some popcorn or something to drink?" I'm like, is that okay here? Can I get some red vines? Can I eat red vines at an art house film? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, yeah, I'll definitely have a little something there.
Yeah, the best is that there's signs all over to give them money, to donate them money, and it's you're a business.
I just bought a ticket. I thought our transaction was over.
Yeah, this is
kind of the point.
Yeah, this is capitalism. I mean, you're in people have signs in their yards in Newton to keep West Newton Cinema open. And they're and the signs say we're gonna on the walls of the place we're gonna close unless you guys give us money. And it's why don't you down you have 85 small theaters. Why don't you
get rid of a few?
Yeah, and
show 3 good movies, have good seats,
That's
charge
right.
$25 a ticket.
Maybe lower the overhead a little bit. You might be still with us.
How much is a ticket to the West Newton?
12.
Oh, that's number one. Raise that thing right now.
Yeah,
movies don't cost $12 anymore.
It's not assigned seating, and it smells in there.
Oh,
but
so you go in, you're 10 minutes late.
Yeah,
She's dead already.
So the idea is that this woman, Emma Stone, had committed suicide. Willem Dafoe is this scientist who had been tortured by his father, and Emma Stone was pregnant when she committed suicide. So he took the baby out of her, cut the baby's brain out, cut her brain out, and put the baby's brain in Emma Stone as an experiment.
Is this like a Freaky Friday? Is it a comedy?
It's a comedy, but the comedy's not about she's naive, but it actually gets kind of good. She's naive, but 20 minutes into the movie, she discovers sexuality. She discovers it, which is sort of funny. And then she gets she's so naive and she's in an adult body that she just wants to have sex, and the way she describes it is kind of funny. But anyway, Mark Ruffalo's in it, and he has sex scenes with her. They're more funny than anything else, I guess. But they're in Mark Ruffalo's buttocks. He's almost Gemelli-esque in his rump.
Oh,
lots of rump. He's got he's
gelatinous.
No, he's just packing a big old thick rump, I imagine Nick's.
You could get in there and really knead your hands into it, and
if you're in prison, you would be you'd be next best thing. That's why I always fear if Nick went to prison. Oh, he's the height of a female,
and it's just a delightful muffin ass. It'd be the envy of and the object of many, many other fellow inmates' desires.
Yeah, he would remind people of what they were missing at home.
I'm looking at Poor Things right now. So this came out last year, but it is now February, so that explains why it's still playing at the West Newton Theater.
Yeah, there's not a lot of movies out.
79% from the audience, 93% on the tomato meter from Rotten
Tomatoes.
Yeah, there we go.
That will never not be funny.
Tomatoes.
Didn't he get angry, that guy?
No,
brought that up?
I don't think so. I think he knew what he was doing.
All right.
I don't think that he took a ton of pride in what he was in the thing. I heard you're a real cheese whiz.
Let's talk about cheese.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you for having me. And with all due respect, you're something of a cheese whiz.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you like Emma Stone's boobs, and I guess Hardy?
Oh, yeah. Big Emma Stone guy.
Yeah. And I mean, she's nude, I'd say 15 times in that topless.
Wow.
Because she's nude during
Like clinically sometimes nude? Like during procedures or something?
Yeah. She's nude during that. She's nude sleeping. And then lots and lots, because she gets to be a prostitute. So she's lots and lots and lots of sex scenes. And then when she lays nude, I'd say she's nude, topless. Only one Merkin scene. She's nude, topless. I'd say a good 20 minutes of that film.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's right up your alley.
Sure.
Because, I mean, there's almost nothing there. And she's cute, but not like so good looking, you know? So this is someone that you might really be into.
The Sofia Vergara thing is off the table. You don't have to worry about
In
that.
fairness, if Sofia Vergara was I don't think she gets this role.
Yes.
Emma Stone's a fantastic actress. Yeah. The thing, she's great in the movie. Look, the first movie, the movie starts off in black and white. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I went to see this. And then it ends up getting better. But then again, I'm so smart that I can get these things.
I texted you over the weekend about a documentary that was...
I watched half of it.
What did you think of the first half that you watched?
I liked it. I found it interesting how much they wanted Prince.
Okay, so the name of the documentary is The Greatest Night in Pop. Is that what it is? Biggest Night in Pop?
I don't know. It came up in my algorithm.
It is about the making of We Are the World.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I think I know the story. They got everybody together, and it is about the actual run up to it, who they went to for the song, and then how they decide. Like, the one thing you never think about is, how did they get everybody together there? And I think maybe I had heard the story once, but the fact is, this is 1983, 1984. It's not that easy to just, get everybody together in a moment's notice and share things over a computer, whatever. The night of the American Music Awards, everybody will be in L.A. Pretty much everyone that we want for this thing will be here. We'll just record it that night. And that's literally after the awards were done, they told everybody where to go at that point. They wouldn't let them know ahead of time because they didn't want the press showing up there and having everybody be there. So they didn't show up until 10, 11 o'clock that night. And it's very stressful watching this because they know they've got to get it done. They can't come back the next day and finish the harmonies. They can't come back and have somebody recut their line. What if Al Jarreau is drunk? Spoiler alert. How are we going to get this stuff down on tape? We have to. Oh, my God, now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Ray Charles really wants to go home. He's an old man. He's tired. Like, all this stuff as it's happening. So it's oddly suspenseful, even though it's just a song. So what? But it was really good. So I watched that over the weekend. I did not go to the cinema for it, though.
I didn't realize how powerful Lionel Richie was.
I did not. Like, he was the man. He was hosting the award show that night. He won, like, the majority of the awards. And meanwhile, Michael wasn't even there. He was at the studio actually starting on the song before everybody else got there, which is why in the video you see him alone doing the "We Are the World."
Yeah, which they were very impressed by. Do you think I could get sued if I said Lionel Richie has had some work done to his face?
He does. He's looking more and more like the statue that the woman creates of him in the music video.
Yeah, he looks like a blind woman's interpretation of his face. All right, what's coming up, Hardy? I need to know. I'm chomping at the bit.
The Celtics played a basketball game yesterday, but that's hardly the big story. The big story is that it was the return of one Marcus Smart. So we'll talk about that. Some bad news for a 76ers star and the Pro Bowl festivities. Oh, my goodness. The pomp, the circumstance, everything that is the NFL Pro Bowl.
All right. We will have that for you in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Wondering who made our list of the top 5 all-time queens of country music? Did Carrie Underwood make the cut? Find out now when you text Queens to 45911 and scroll through the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Queens to 45911 to see the talented artists who rounded out our top 5 list.
Dutcher and Hardy, the reviews are in.
I got to say, I don't want to talk about you. Give me about 5 minutes of my time.
Hear what he said. Now more of on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch the game last night?
Hey. We are Toucher and Hardy. What's going on, Hardy?
Well, the Celtics have played a couple of games here recently against teams that were shorthanded. We saw them going up against a shorthanded Lakers team, but that didn't necessarily mean nothing as they still lost. So last night they're getting ready to go up against a shorthanded Grizzlies team. This time they took care of business early and often.
Tough pass back out to Hurt, knocked away by Derek White. Jason Tatum off to the races. Right hand slam.
Playing that passing lane.
So the Celtics bounce back with 5 in a row after the 8-0 Memphis run. Their lead is 24.
Yeah, that made it 97-73. I watched portions of this. I tried watching the 15-minute comprehensive highlight package last night after the game to get a full sense of it, and I actually fell asleep during the highlight package because there's not a lot of drama in this game.
Yeah, I watched the second half. It was not a lot. It was not star-studded.
No.
I can tell you that.
Scottie Pippen's kid was the point guard for Memphis.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah, if you like overrated players' sons, there you go.
Tatum scored 34 points. He sat out the final quarter. Celtics end up winning 131-91, a 40-point victory over the Grizzlies. Porzingis, 26 points. Derek White, 15. Al Horford, 11. My favorite moments of the night was when they tried to alley-oop down to Al a couple of different times. Al either unwilling or unable to really convert on the alley-oop. What he likes to do is catch the ball somewhat near or above the rim, but then land with it. Allow the defenders to make their play on the ball and then just shoot a layup. Yeah. It's smart old man basketball is what it is.
Well put.
But he's not all consumed with making it onto the Sports Center top 10.
High flying days are over. Yeah, I think that's probably true.
No, wait a second. It counts the same. Okay, well I'll just let me get it. I know where you're putting it. I know what you want me to do, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come down with it.
I don't want any contact. Let's going to lay this in.
Scottie Pippen Jr. had 19 points.
Yeah. Well, again, there wasn't a lot of time to rest. There were only 8 players available for Memphis in this game. They were missing 13 roster players last night. So they had to apply to the NBA for hardship to sign a few guys to 10-day contracts.
Yeah.
That's what you were facing last night. 2 roster players, 3 two-way players, and 3 guys on 10-day contracts.
Yeah, and of course Marcus Smart was not playing last night. This was a chance for him to be back in the Garden, though, and he was celebrated. Now, it's kind of hard to celebrate somebody and have a good feeling about it when he's by showing a game highlight package when he's not actually playing. So what did they do instead, Wallach? They really focused in on his community service and his efforts here while not playing.
They gave him the highlight package first time out of the first quarter, tears all around. And then they made he was one of the heroes among us. So they allowed him to walk out and sit on the floor, get a big standing ovation.
All right.
For his work in the community while he was here.
Let's hear from Marcus.
Just the way that Boston took me in. We all know playing in this city isn't the easiest. There's plenty of times where they let us know about it, especially me. So everything is always great here.
Everything is always great. Okay, all right.
Except for when you were losing.
I was always a Marcus Smart guy. His incident in college, I thought was, and I'm generally on the side of players when things like this happen. It happened with LeGarrette Blount in college with another player. With Marcus Smart, it happened.
Knocked a guy out.
Yeah,
in the center of the field.
It was the same thing with Marcus Smart in college when there's a guy chirping at him from behind the basket.
Went after him. Yeah.
And Marcus Smart went after him with LeGarrette Blount. He took a swing at a guy post game who was coming up and slapping him on the shoulder pads, trying to get a reaction out of him. In both cases, these people are trying to elicit a reaction from either Marcus Smart or LeGarrette Blount. They got one. It's not the reaction they wanted. That guy at Marcus's college game did not want Marcus Smart coming into the stands and coming this close to kicking his ass. The player that was giving LeGarrette Blount the business after the game really wanted to irk him. He didn't want to get knocked the F out over it, but that's what happened. That's the risk you run when you're trying to get a reaction out of somebody. It's not always the reaction you want. So I was always a Marcus
Didn't scare the
Smart
Celtics off. They took him.
It shouldn't.
No.
I'm glad it didn't.
I speak for everybody, opposing team and guys who have played here, that it's nothing like playing in this place and playing in this city and with these fans. And they allowed me to grow. They allowed me to see a different side of myself, and they watched me become a man. So my favorite thanks will always be here, but they definitely have shaped my life, and in many ways than one.
In terms of the Heroes Among Us stuff, that was one thing I heard about Marcus a couple of times throughout his time here, and I went to one of his bowling nights before. He was more involved with his charity and actually knew the people involved and knew what they were doing and had a hand in it more than just about anyone else. There are some players who are intimately involved, but it sometimes happens, post-career. Joe Andruzzi is a good example. Now, Joe Andruzzi intimately involved with the causes that he works on because they personally affected him. Marcus, as a player, there was one event he was at where people are having a good time. It's one of these bowling nights. We're doing this thing. And he actually gets on the mic and tells everybody, hey, be quiet. This is, you don't understand who this person is and what we're doing here, and tries to get everybody's attention. And so it made sense, I guess, that they gave him credit for his community service work.
So he was Popovich the crowd. He said, you're having too much fun.
Yes.
He's like, what are you doing? Like, this is bowling. Don't you know that if you roll 300, you'll get your name on the wall by the concession stand right over the nacho cheese?
That's right.
That you will, that right where they spray the shoes, you will have some kind of banner real quickly. Dave, go ahead. Dave has a good point. Dave, go ahead.
Hey, Fred.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Hey, I know we've been over this before, but I know you're not a quote-unquote sports radio station. But to not talk about the biggest day in Boston on a day like today, right off the bat, it irks me. It really does, especially from a guy doing what I do in my profession.
All right. What is first of all, what is your profession, and what do you wish us to speak of?
I bet I know.
Well, I can't say exactly what I do, but I do drive a truck, Fred.
Now, is it the risky business? Are you hauling fuel?
Yes.
Or are you
there is fuel in this vessel, I will say that.
Well, hell yeah, that's called the risky business, because if you get in an accident, woo! You're not a slop hog tanker, are you? You're not moving live cargo, are you?
No, not cargo. Oh, well, it depends. It depends on what kind of cargo you're talking about.
All right.
Important cargo, maybe.
Ooh. Is Dan Roach in your vicinity right now?
We're going to be looking for him on the way to bring what I'm hauling to where I'm going.
Oh, my goodness. One of the true heroes is calling in.
This is a hero among us right here.
Dave, are you saying that we should be talking about Truck Day as the equipment leaves Fenway Park?
Today is Truck Day in Boston, ladies and gentlemen. We made it.
Truck day, more like you know what day.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, thank you for reminding us you are truly a hero. Safe travels, Dave. I feel honored that you called in.
Thank you, Fred. Steak and eggs.
All right, there you go. All right, can we please try to get Dan Roach on today?
Yeah, he's going to be the only one there this morning, so...
We could get Dan Roach for 8:20 today. If we could get Danny Roach. I'm sorry, I completely forgot it was truck day.
I mean, we can have him at any time. I would prefer like check-ins every 4 or 5 minutes. What's going on with the truck? Does the truck appear to be fueled? How is the tire pressure? What's going on?
I'm just giving you guys a heads up. We have something in the system of the time that Dan Roach talked to the truck driver. And not right. We don't need it right now. There's the time Dan Roach talked to the truck driver, and the truck driver was basically just like, F you. And Dan's talked about it on the air. He was like, oh, boy. He's like, this guy hates me. Like the guy, he's like, so what are you doing? This is exciting, right? And the guy's like, no. I got to drive to Florida.
That's right. And all this stupid equipment.
Like whatever's in the back,
hours.
Like whatever's in the back is of no interest to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm
just
driving
paying me
up here
for this thing. I got to go, and it's enough.
If you give me some White Crosses and a bottle to pee in, I'll be all right. By the way, those truck drivers is not the same anymore. They have tattlers on the car. You have to. You can only drive. I think it's 11 hours a day, and there has to be 3 hours of break in between. And then after the 11 hours, you have to be stopped for the rest of the day. Or you need a 10-hour break. I think you need a 10-hour break without driving, and then you can drive the 14 hours, but there has to be 3 hours of rest into that. That's what it is. 3 hours of rest into those 14 hours.
Now, can they tell if you've got lot lizards in the cab with you? Does that count as rest time?
I don't know. It depends if she's on top. Slick layback. All right, Hardy, what's coming up?
We got to talk about what's going on with Joel Embiid. And, boy, that Pro Bowl. I know that the Pro Bowl is the week in between the conference championships and the Super Bowls. I just have this strange way of forgetting every year because I don't care. I don't care about flag football or the skills competition or anything else. But it seems like we should probably touch on what happened at the Pro Bowl, especially since somebody actually lost their minds at the officiating. So that's worth it right there.
Yeah, and someone you would think would keep it cool. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Award-winning movies often have incredible soundtracks, and many of those have gone on to become country gold. We've picked our top 5 country songs that have been nominated for an Oscar. Text Oscar to 45911 to see if your favorite made the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Oscar to 45911 and we'll send the link straight to your phone.
More Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It is Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what else did we miss? What else happened last evening?
Well, the reigning NBA MVP.
Lassie, get an umbrella.
Fred, it's not that kind of rain. You're a goose.
I'm doing Chip Chipperson. I apologize.
Hurt his knee. We didn't know what was going on. He's got a meniscus thing happening. The left meniscus injury. Well, they were out on the road. Turned out that they wanted to wait until they got back to Philadelphia so they could give it more of a looky-loo to see how bad it was. And it turns out he will undergo a procedure in the coming days. And how's this for ominous? The door isn't closed on him returning this season.
Yeah.
This is according to ESPN.
Okay, so I heard the guy who covers the beat writer, I guess, for the Philadelphia Inquirer talking about it, and he said that he just waited Embiid out after the game, and Embiid, every time he's ever talked to him, he asked him about an injury, and Embiid goes, like, I'm fine. And he said this time he said that he was in a lot of pain. He said, the guy from the Philadelphia Inquirer said there's no way he's playing this year. not this year, this regular season. He said that if they make the playoffs, which I guess is an if they make the playoffs, he believes that he'll come back.
It's a 10-game cushion.
He said if, and he goes, there's no guarantee if. Like, he was very low on Philadelphia getting into the playoffs, without Embiid.
They have one All-Star, Tyrese Maxey.
Yes.
So
I mean, one would think that, the bottom of that conference is pretty bad. I don't think the Pistons are going to overtake them at any time.
I don't feel like it. But I mean, there are MVPs and then there are MVPs, and Joel Embiid is averaging 35.3 points a game. He was on pace to join Wilt Chamberlain for the only guy to average at least 35, 10, and 5 in a season. So 35 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. And
they're talking about him being in a Conan, the Barbarian movie, much like Wilt Chamberlain, who was excellent.
So this weekend there was an Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon that started with Commando. I know you guys have talked about the movie Commando at length.
I think Commando might have been shot on a movie set. Considering they pan out at one time and you can see
the guy eating a sandwich off to the side.
No, you can see the growing pains set. They're just shooting growing pains.
You don't think they actually went to an island off the coast of Venezuela, to go on location for the final scene as is depicted?
No, but I also don't think that they went to the San Fernando Valley to shoot it. I think that they it's the most obvious indoor movie ever shot.
Well,
that was supposed to be outdoors.
There's the one mall scene that is, that's in the mall because it's the mall that's in every movie, unless there is an amazing mall set that every movie uses. But there's.
Wouldn't that be great if there was? This is the building, this is the mall.
Well, it's
we can use this in 75 movies.
It's like the town square that they use in Back to the Future. It's the same town square in all these different movies, and they just change the storefronts depending on what the movie is. So maybe there is. Maybe there's, the Galleria is not a real mall at all. It's just, where they shoot Commando. But more to my point, as part of the Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon, I'm like, oh, well, this could be interesting. What do we get next? Are we getting the first Terminator? Mm-hmm. Which I don't really F with the second Terminator because I can't stand the kid. And the kids ruin everything.
Well, he's having a really good life now.
Yeah, he's doing very well for himself. But is it going to be that? Is it going to be Predator? The first Predator. Again, I think it is a totally watchable film still to this day.
I've never seen the Terminator or the Predator. Predator.
You're missing out definitely on Predator. It is at times over the top, but a pretty good suspenseful monster sci-fi movie.
Mm.
But instead, they go from Commando to Conan the Barbarian in the Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon to Conan the Destroyer. I've never seen either one. Why would you?
No.
Why would you watch either one of those movies?
No. Tell me they didn't throw Kindergarten Cop in there.
No, I stopped. I stopped scrolling ahead on the guide to see what was after that.
You're going in one direction, and then if you drop Kindergarten Cop in there, that's like a give up.
Did you ever see the Kindergarten Cop 2?
No, there was one.
Yeah, and then he goes, it is a tumor. And then it's him, and then it's the kids convalescing around his bed.
Oh.
And working through their favorite teacher and father figure, leaving this mortal plane. It's a lot like Love Story, if you recall the Ally McGraw movie. It starts off, and in the first 15 minutes are all the kids with Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of them are from broken homes. Arnold Schwarzenegger will feed them. They come to him for the information, and then he sits in the room, and they go, what's going on? And he goes, and they go, is it a tumor? He goes, it is a tumor. And then the rest of it is them sitting with him and holding his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And as he leaves.
What's the title of the film? Is it Kindergarten Cop 2 On to First Grade? Is it?
It's just Kindergarten Cop 2. Yeah, on
different
to heaven.
The hospital.
Graduating to hospice.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
All right, so AFC
that's the twist.
Yeah, AFC and NFC met up yesterday, and
I saw the introductions.
The flag football introductions. How was it?
They have the confetti cannons and everything.
Well, they come out in T-shirts and shorts.
Yep.
And
bucket hats. Don't leave out the bucket hats.
And
Very
Tyreek Hill got a big old round of applause.
Huh.
So it was, I mean, they came out. It wasn't much of an affair. And then they called it, you know what they called it? They did a big, long package beforehand. I'll tell you this.
Hey.
A big, long package. Well, I just saw that movie. A big, long package of the brothers Eli and Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
And since Eli's team won last year.
Oh, Peyton's got to be frustrated by that.
He can't get over it. He was reading books like How to Beat Brother.
Oh, really?
And then at the end of the package, that only went on for like 10 minutes. It said instead of the Pro Bowl, the P was crossed out, and it was the Bro Bowl.
Oh.
And then Scott Van Pelt, they went to the thing, and he goes, "You know what? That was like it's supposed to be funny, but I'll tell you what, there's a kernel of truth in that. No, there's not a kernel of truth in it at all.
No, so I guess Peyton got legitimately pissed off last year because he lost, and there was an officiating mistake about whether or not they were allowed to kneel, to like run out the clock. And
I thought you were saying national anthem.
No, that they're all
goodness.
None of that going on. Please move on. But this year, Ray Lewis was the one who was very upset again at the officiating.
By the way, Ray Lewis, the defensive coordinator for the AFC.
Yes.
For a flag football game.
Because you can't get a head coaching job if you've been around a murder.
Allegedly.
That's a problem.
Around a murder? Not allegedly. He was around. He knew enough that was going on to throw people under the bus.
Did they find the suit?
I think they did find the suit.
Did they have to call him in to testify in the case?
Yeah, he was around a murder. I didn't say he was involved. I said he was around. There's no need to allege that. I mean, he was around it. He knew the people. He knew the...
Always on the side of innocent until proven guilty, Fred. Maybe you should get on board.
I actually am on the side of innocent proven guilty. I'm just telling you that I don't need to fear repercussions of saying he was around a murder.
All I'm saying is I didn't know the guy, so I don't know if he's dead or not. I don't even know who this guy was.
You, my friend, should be on Reddit analyzing the news.
So here's somebody who may have killed somebody. Okay, is that good enough for you? Ray Lewis may have killed somebody.
Yeah, here we go.
Getting upset at the officials.
Flag was thrown. It was short of the line to gain. See if the AFC was a little overzealous.
Defense. The AFC is 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ray would like a word.
You got to listen to me. He fake blitz. He was at 7 yards. What do you mean you can't fake?
That's 5 zone dog. First down.
Gee whiz.
Oh, hey, easy. So,
Gee whiz.
You're not allowed to fake blitz in the Pro Bowl flag.
You're not allowed
football?
to fake blitz. Gee whiz. Got a day. You notice that Ray Lewis does not swear. He only murder.
So they have to be behind 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. Hey.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Hide. Hide. I can't control my impulses.
Oh, all right.
Get out of here and hide. Ray Lewis is very upset. Get out of here and hide. Gee whiz.
Yes.
Gee whiz, officer. I don't know what happened. Anything I can tell you to get me out of trouble.
Where's the white suit, Ray? Where is it?
I donated it to the cast of Saturday Night Fever 2. The only other time someone's ever worn a completely white suit. I gave it to Tom Wolfe, literary reference. All right, Hardy, we will be back. Do we have one more story when we return?
Yeah, we absolutely do. It has to do with everyone's favorite sport around here, golf, and the tournament that it came down to the final putt, except that the final putt was on Saturday.
All right, very good. We will have that for you coming up in just a moment.
BackstageCountry.com, your online home for all things country music. Wondering who made our list of the top 5 all-time queens of country music? Did Carrie Underwood make the cut? Find out now when you text Queens to 45911 and scroll through the list on BackstageCountry.com. Text Queens to 45911 to see the talented artists who rounded out our top 5 list.
Brought to you by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Ryan and his team want to thank all the great men and women in the trades who get up early every morning to keep our homes and businesses running. Keep working hard and finish every job strong.
Ta-da! We're back with Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Who plays this song? Is this something?
It's Buffalo Tom.
I don't know if I know anything by Buffalo Tom. They're a Boston band, right?
Yeah. You should know this song. It plays enough.
Well, I know
the intro.
I know the intro. I never asked who it was.
I wonder if you would know Soda Jerk.
He would.
That was the closest thing I think they had to a hit, I think.
Yeah, I'm aware of the band. I don't know if I've ever heard their songs. There was on satellite radio, which I barely listen to. I don't think I pay for it. There was a Tragically Hip station. A station that was only the Tragically Hip. And then I went, what the hell is going on? And then there was Canadian stuff after it. So I take it Tragically Hip or Canadian.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's their band. Because Rush wouldn't do it. All right, what's going on?
The AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am was kind of exciting on Saturday because we were on 59 watch with Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, I was on another kind of watch. 10 points higher.
Oh, okay. So you're engaged in a sexual act.
Nice.
In which...
you.
You sucker. I'm the 68. You give the pleasure, and I just sit back and let you.
Wyndham Clark coming down to the final holes on Saturday, needing a birdie on 18 to shoot 59 instead. What is the Cardinals' sin whenever you've got a putt, a makeable putt, not for me or you or anyone else, but for these guys, makeable putt, and to shoot a really important number or to win a tournament? What is the cardinal rule about that putt?
You think about it way too much?
No, what do you not do with a putt like that? You got an eagle putt. You've got a putt to leave the
Don't leave it short.
Don't leave it short. Wyndham Clark with a chance to, you got a hole-in-one today? Congratulations. So what? Any dummy can go out there and get a hole-in-one. It's mostly luck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you shot 2 under today. Congratulations. There's going to be 1,000 other people on the planet who do the same thing today. 59s are rare, especially in tournament conditions. Lift clean in place? Maybe a tiny asterisk. Instead, Wyndham Clark leaves it short. He shoots a 60 on the number, but that was still good enough to win the tournament on Saturday because yesterday at Pebble Beach, the weather was so bad they tried to postpone until today, and then they looked and said, 60-mile-an-hour winds and more rain. Nope. Now it's a 3-round tournament, but bump. It's all done. Wyndham Clark, your winner at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. But the real story I would have to say for us here locally happened on Friday when Tom Brady, playing in the AT&T celebrity portion of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, was paired with Keegan Bradley, and on his opening tee shot, hit the ball about 3.5 feet. Have you seen the video, Fred?
I have not.
Oh, it is.
He topped it.
There's
like everybody else on the planet who's played golf.
There's no audio to really do it justice, but it is one of the more horrific golf shots, one that I am all too familiar with. And again, in the golf.com story, Brady is identified as an 8 handicap.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Well, I saw a video where he was playing against another football guy, and then the guy said, it was Josh Allen. And Josh Allen said he was a 9, and then Brady was asking for more strokes. And I don't think it was maybe it was like golf humor that I'm just was unaware of. I didn't see Darius Rucker at all in the clouds.
Yeah. You should have seen Tom Brady's reaction to the video. It was Rick Riley all the way. Guess they don't do breakfast balls at Pebble.
All right, you got me. You made up for the goof. All right, something disgusting happened here at the station over the weekend, and there's video evidence of it. Hardy seems to disagree. John, we'll get your opinion of what happened.
Okay.
And the person who is responsible for this heinous crime is waiting for us. There will be no commercials here as we are going long commercial-free segment just ahead.